Hey guys, Roman and Reaper here. So I'm outside the cinema. Yep, another cinema trip post Halloween, and I'm just heading in to go and see Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm curious how this will turn out. I mean, obviously the FNAF fans are gonna love it. I mean, I have that sort of nostalgia for it. Like I remember absolutely playing the first two games quite a bit when I was like 11 years old. So yeah, there's some level of nostalgia I have going in, and Matthew Lillard's in it, so yeah, he should be good at least. So yeah, I'm just hoping for a bit of, some animatronic jump scare fun, exactly like what you get with FNAF, you're here to, you get what you pay for. So yeah, I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, get my seat, and go see FNAF. So yeah, I've got my popcorn here, I'm a Sprite, ready to work the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. Just got back from seeing it. As I said earlier, I have a bit of nostalgia for the franchise. I played the absolute shit out of the first two games when I was like 11. So yeah, I had some level of curiosity going in. Obviously, yeah, I just expected a bit of jump scare animatronic fun. Yeah, not really too much more than that. And it's worth noting as well, we're in an interesting time, video game movies are like really on the rise right now. Super Mario, huge box office hit, one of the biggest grossing films of the year. Gran Turismo, not a box office hit by any means, but it was just an awesome film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Just a real feel-good story. So I was curious how this would fit into that trajectory, especially since it's basically made its money back already. Like, a W for horror movie budgeting, by the way. So yeah, but is the film any good? Will it please the FNAF fans? Let's find out. So the film follows Mike, a troubled security guard who spends his days acting as a guardian for his little sister, Abby, who seems to communicate only through drawings and talks to her imaginary friends. One day, Mike is fired from his job as a mall security guard over an incident involving a child, which certainly complicates things with Abby because, his aunt conspires to get custody of Abby. And so, to prevent that from happening, Mike decides to take up a job offer working night shift at an old abandoned pizzeria known as Freddy Fazbear's. However, when he gets there, he discovers that there's more than he bargained for when he discovers that the animatronics are coming to life and trying to kill him, and discovers there's something deeper going on here, and with a potential link to a traumatic incident from his past. So yeah, look, it's a FNAF movie. It does what it says on the tin. You're here for the jump scares, the animatronic stuff, right? Yeah, and maybe some little like bits of lore. And on that front, yeah, it does its job. Like, this actually kind of surprised me. It was better than I thought it was going to be. It's a serviceably entertaining little film. It's a decent enough time at the movies. You probably won't be too offended by it. Like, it's just a decent fun time. I mean, first of all, there's the obvious. It moves at a decent enough pace. It can kind of feel padded out with its hour and 50-minute runtime due to like these like constant like reoccurring dream sequences throughout it. But it never feels like it's dragging itself out. It never feels too slow. It keeps up a healthy enough pace, and there's an engaging enough story here as well. There's a decent mystery at the heart of it, relating to the pizzeria that kind of gradually reveals itself over the course of the film. And obviously, they do take liberties with the FNAF format, because if they were to 100% faithfully adapt the games for the screen, the entire runtime would just be 2 hours of just being sat in the one room, trying to conserve power and you know checking the monitors for animatronic activity over 2 hours. It would get kind of repetitive. So they do make some changes, including having hackers roam about the pizzeria. Obviously, to provide opportunities to give some exposition about the lore. And but it serves its purpose well enough overall. And there's some decent enough character work here as well. Like obviously we've got our lead character Mike, and Josh Hutcherson gives a pretty good performance here. He's a guy who's obviously haunted by a traumatic event from his childhood, and that spills out, into his dreams, and it affects not only his work life but also his relationship with Abby. And I liked them exploring that, and it's a very strong dynamic, Mike and Abby, and surprisingly, the child actress that played Abby, Piper Rubio, did a surprisingly decent performance. A rare, non-irritating child actor performance in a film that I'm color me surprised. I enjoyed seeing the turbulent relationship between Mike and Abby, and the performances do a good job of selling it. There's also a fairly good performance from Elizabeth Lale as Vanessa, a police officer who knows more than she's letting on at first and is kind of cursed with that knowledge. And yeah, she does a good job with that. I enjoyed her dynamic with Mike, and again, there's decent chemistry there between the two. Obviously, the scene stealer far and away is Matthew Lillard as Steve, Mike's career counselor. Yeah, he is very good here. Like he's not on screen all that much. Like he's criminally underused, but when he is on screen, he's really good. And especially in the back half of the film, they go in like they do a big reveal with him, and he is great. He's channeling like basically Stu Macher energy. Like he's a lot of fun. There is one weak link among the cast, and that is like the character of the aunt. Like, she's not bad by all means. Like performance wise, there's not. I mean, oh, it's okay, like not bad, but really, it's the character is just very like one note. Her whole character basically amounts to, I believe my nephew to be unfit to raise his little sister. I must take custody for myself. Mwahaha, like real cartoon villain stuff. It's like, that's the level we're at here. And she's not really got much of a character beyond that. She's pretty one note and kind of not really that interesting. But by and large, the character work is fairly solid. And as well, there's some solid production design and stuff as well. Like obviously the jump scares are effective for what they are. I'm not really easily scared by horror movies. I can be unsettled by them if they work well, but not really scared. And the same rings true here. It's not particularly scary, but for FNAF fans, it might work. But it helps as well that there's some solid work here. The sound design's pretty good, and the animatronics look absolutely fantastic. Like they look incredibly faithful, and their designs have been translated like note perfect to live action. Seriously, why haven't video game movies been like this for like a long time? Jesus Christ. Uh, and there's some other fun production design too, like for the actual pizzeria itself. They do a good job with some fun little period designs, making it look like an 80s pizzeria, and there's some grit to it with this dilapidated, rundown place, and there's some fun little touches to it as well, notably some stained glass Freddy Fazbear designs on the actual booths. Like, that's pretty cool. It's certainly a very well made film overall. The cinematography is fine, and there's a pretty good score from the Newton brothers, especially in the very fun opening credits sequence. And yeah, like uh, yeah, I think I've not really got too much more to say about FNAF. Really, the best part of the film is the opening. Yeah, that probably has the strongest sense of atmosphere in the whole film. But like the rest of it's not bad. Like it's entertaining enough. It does its job, but yeah, it's definitely nothing amazing. It's not going to be taking home the Oscar. Yeah. Overall, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, it's a decent enough time. It's a serviceably entertaining little film. If you're a FNAF fan and you're curious about seeing it but haven't yet, I'd say it's maybe worth your time, worth a cinema ticket. You know, it's definitely a different experience from playing the game, so it kind of justifies a trip to the cinema in that regard. But you know, FNAF, yeah, it's certainly heavily flawed, but overall not bad. I had a decent time, and yeah, overall I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen FNAF? What did you think of it? Are you a FNAF fan? Are you like deep into the lore? What did you make of Matthew Lillard? And are you potentially looking forward to the sequel that's supposedly been announced? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.